It just started, monkey.
Just
Is it up,
deny. Is it up?
Are we
I
live?
don't see it.
Yeah, we're live.
Are we there yet?
Are we
Are
there?
we there yet? Are we there
Becky
yet?
with the thick shoebox. Becky.
And they were roommates.
And they were beans. And with that being said, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Briefing Room 13th New podcast hosted by your lovely command staff. I am Captain Takeda Hideyoshi, the company commander, and Apollo platoon leader.
I am Captain Dubs, the commanding officer of Tuma.
I'm Second Lieutenant Soccer to Moleco.
I am HM2 Keeper. I am the lead corpsman.
And our special guest is...
Corporal River, Comanche ASL.
Wow.
Yeehaw. I do believe the Gunny is out at the moment. I think he's doing Navy boy stuff, or he had some sort of after-action work. I'm not too sure. No clue on Sergeant Lambert. He might
He's,
be studying his Bible. We don't know.
No, he said he wasn't going to be here this week. He has a football game this week.
Oh,
Wednesday.
that's right.
Football's
That's
more
right.
important than armor.
What a
Apparently,
Get your priorities,
shitbag.
kid.
apparently high school football at that.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
more important than college. That's what he said. He also said, soccer, wash your toes. But with that, welcome to episode 16, everybody.
Yeah. episode
What
16.
a lovely time to be here. Somehow just like grabbed River off the street and pulled him in. So River, welcome. We've been waiting for you, boy, for 16 episodes apparently. How you doing?
Doing great. How about you?
Oh, I'm living the dream, but that's
The
beside
dream is
the
being a CO. Hell yeah.
point.
Are you laughing or crying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Grabbed him off the
Oh.
street for a podcast, kind of like how he grabbed him off the street for the pipeline.
Ooh, a very important question. River,
Yes.
how do you feel about your wife outranking you?
Oh shit!
I mean,
Damn.
I guess. But, I'd rather be with the infantry than with the corpsmen. A lot more action going on.
Fair enough, fair enough. Oh, there's the Gunny. Welcome, Gunny.
Hello. Howdy. Welcome to Car Gunny. Gunny from his car.
Oh,
Gunny, welcome to episode 16. It's been 16
yeah.
fucking episodes. That's kind of crazy.
Wow. And we've grown our listening base by 32 now, I think.
Something like that.
No, 16
I'll
weeks.
do
I mean,
that.
for a small town channel that's not monetized, that's not bad. That's right, Ozzy. Real good.
Sorry.
he gets
No,
it.
yeah, Ozzy gets it. He's like, yep, that's right. We've been doing good work. We just gotta watch. We just gotta watch for his language sometimes.
What is going
It's
on
only
here?
it's only cute when a baby says it, but when I do, people
Yeah,
get
when
all
I
mad.
do it. There's always something
There's a-
wrong.
There's a kid out here walking around with an airsoft gun that, just does not look like an airsoft gun. Just walking
Sorry,
around.
let me go grab Ozzy real
holding
quick.
an AR at people.
Jokes on cyber. It's not a kid with an airsoft gun. Bum bum bum.
The dude looks like 8.
That's lovely. Also, in other news, Concord grape jelly, fantastic for cheat meals. Everyone should get some.
We
But
have Concord grapes in our
They
fridge.
so there's actually there's a company, and I'll have to get back to you on it. But there's a company that does fruit preserves with actually zero added sugar, zero. The only sugar you're getting is from the actual fruit that they make the preserves from,
Dude.
and it's so good.
Hell yeah.
people who
I
hate
just-
fruit are mad weird. Like soccer.
I love fruit. I love watermelon.
Okay.
Oh,
Grape
yeah.
Kool-Aid.
All right.
Grape Kool-Aid.
What about grape
That's
soda?
pretty good.
What about grape soda?
Anything grape I like.
Hell yeah.
Actually,
See,
it's
I
called
like-
Purple Drank. Thank you.
Yeah,
But
I like purple flavored things, but I don't like grape. Like actual grapes, I'm not a fan of. But grape flavored things, I love.
Talk to her.
Okay, we're not doing that.
Huh?
Huh?
I mean,
All
what?
right, where are we at in the podcast? I know we're not.
We
too
just
far
started.
into
We
it.
just started.
Oh hell yeah! Hell yeah!
All right, Dubs. You want to get us rolling with the first set of questions?
Yeah, let's get us rolling on this thing. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. I think, you know what? I think this week we're gonna bust out this question. How do you like your steaks cooked, and what seasonings do you use?
All right, River, kick it off.
I actually like mine medium well, and I use a bunch of different seasonings, mainly consisting of like pre-made mixes of Montreal steak. But I then take it off the grill, put it in a frying pan with butter and herbs, and then cook it then even further.
So you, like, get it on the grill and then sear it in a pan.
Yeah.
Very good, very good.
But hold on, you said medium well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't like my cow talking to me. Sorry.
That's
See, I'm kind of on the other end of that.
Right end.
So, I am a rare to medium rare person, and I mean, normally he cooks the steaks, but yeah, just that Montreal steak seasoning and whatever the hell he throws in the pan with it.
Hell yeah. Cyber, where are we on the doneness of steaks there, bud?
I'm about to give y'all a whole lesson real quick, okay?
Oh,
All right. So,
Get your notebook out.
yep.
is
So
there-
first, it's all about the steak. Okay, you got to get the proper steak. If you're eating anything less than a 1.5 or 2 inch thick New York strip, then what are you doing? Why does it even matter? What are you doing? All right. So, hot, really hot pan, super hot pan. You're gonna render down that fat strip on the side. Okay, render it down fully where it's all clear looking. There's no longer any kind of white in it at all. And then you're gonna hard sear both sides. Okay, when you pull that off, you're going to lightly season with salt and pepper. Okay, and why we lightly season it right now is because you don't want all the pepper to burn in the pan and it tastes like fucking tar. When you go back into the pan, all right, you're gonna do rosemary bushels. I don't think it's bushels. I can't remember what the small amount of them are. At the commissary, they have a garlic, like, it's a pre-roasted garlic, like, squeeze tube. I know it sounds awful, but I like to try to, make time on cooking, not have to, pulverize and roast my own garlic. So that goes in with butter, with half and half butter and mayo. Okay, that melts down, and then you baste it, and then the whole pan goes in the oven at 400 for like 9.5 minutes. If you want it like rare, up to about 12 minutes if you want it like medium rare, and then bring it out, sit it down on a go back over it one more time with salt, pepper, season, and then let it rest for a minute before you cut it. That's how you do it. That's the best steak you'll ever eat.
I'm just gonna take down
I
these
don't-
notes real quick.
I don't know about that mayonnaise you threw in there.
Yeah, I was about to
That's
say
a
that was
little-
everything sounded good until you had me
So-
till mayonnaise. I'm not a mayonnaise
So
guy.
mayo will act as an animal fat almost, even though it's egg and oil. So it helps break down and make it acts as the butter as well, but it doesn't make your steak like overly butter tasting. It like lets you provide a little bit more liquid to your basting without it being just super butter.
Adds the juice.
You just
the
gotta
juices.
trust if you want to try it on something else, when you're making a grilled cheese
Yes.
or like a fried PB&J, instead of using butter, use mayo on the outside.
Sounds like
Just
you just
try
don't
it.
like freedom. Butter is
So,
oil.
so good.
That's what I'm hearing. Freedom.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, this is coming from Fat America, not regular America. So this is like the next category of culinary arts. All right.
Mayonnaise.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
So I'm sorry, but in the ending of that, did you just throw in there grilled cheese and grilled peanut butter and jelly?
Yes. If you haven't ever had a grilled PB&J, you're fucking up, bud.
The fuck?
Just
I've
make a
never
PB&J,
heard of
What is
that.
that? What is
Oh, we
that?
used to do 'em-
Hey, make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then pan fry it like you would a grilled cheese. It's the best thing you'll ever eat in your life.
That sounds
It's
terrifying.
not. We used to do them
It's
at the
so
cafe
good.
that I worked at, but we used a panini press on them.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. That's not no.
All
It's not
right,
the
so
same
Minnesota and Hawaii, 2 states I'll never go to.
Also, both states that love spam. So
You don't like Minnesota, don't you know? Don't you know, bud?
You know,
I
I've
love
never.
Minnesota.
You know, I've never had. I've never had spam.
you've never had
It's so
spam?
good.
Never had,
No.
bruh.
Spam's
It's
like
not.
a food you eat when you're like surviving in the fucking Arctic for some reason.
No, it's
No.
not. Well, no.
What is it?
Cook it.
So okay.
Spam is
Give,
also for poverty.
give me
Yeah.
an equivalent.
Section
'cause
8 gang.
give me an equivalent, because to me it looks like instead of sliced bologna, it's just a brick of bologna.
It's a brick of amalgamation
it's-
of meat.
It's salty hot dog.
Yeah,
It's hot dog meat with a
Pardon?
little
Bit
bit
of-
of patty sauce.
with a little
I-
bit of gelatin.
not a
on the
great
top of
sell.
it. It's
I'll
not
be
a great
honest.
sell, but like
Oh, you do it.
it's a staple.
Pan fry it with some I can't remember what the Japanese like seaweed flake stuff is. What's it
Nori?
called?
Nori.
No, maybe.
Oh. Andy
Anyway,
said
with
mayo
that-
grilled cheese is phenomenal. I'll have to
Yep.
trust your word on that
Bro,
one, Andy.
This guy knows what he's talking about. I'm telling you, that's the way to go.
Oh yeah, no, the mayo grilled cheese, absolutely, but the
You just gotta try the PB&J.
grilled
The
PB
peanut
and
butter jelly
J.
will change your life. Maybe don't do it with mayo first if you're new to it. You know, just do it with regular old butter, or you can do like you can do all kind of stuff, but it'll change your life. How's it going?
Might be my next high meal is a grilled PB and J.
I think
I'm
I'll,
Yeah.
gonna need to
Yes.
try it just to say to try it.
I think I'm gonna stay
Yep.
in my life. I don't need to change it. It's changed already.
Nah, see,
Now,
the real
you
thing
do-
is the real thing is a fluffernutter, my guy.
dude. Oh, a crack sandwich.
This sounds
Yes.
like an inappropriate topic.
Marshmallow.
What's a fluffer nutter?
Crack
What the
Pe-
fuck?
It's peanut butter and marshmallow fluff.
And you grill it like a grilled cheese.
Okay,
Crack
well,
sandwich.
let's
All right,
pause.
we're getting off topic.
Let's
We're getting
pause
off
on the.
topic on steaks.
This
This
is-
now y'all are weirding me out.
This is turning into a food cast.
I'm alright with that.
Oh my god.
Soccer,
just
how
getting
do you like
hungry,
your
man.
steaks?
Medium rare.
Hell
Medium
yeah.
rare. Good man. Good man.
You just plain? Do you season it?
Oh, I don't know how to cook a steak, dog.
Oh, okay, very good. You just know that you like them medium rare. Got it.
Uh huh.
Yeah, he goes to Golden Corral. He just gets them all. That's what he does.
Soccer's. We're all over here cooking steak. Soccer brought the plates. Soccer's like, hey,
Look,
hey,
I'll
hit me
bring
up.
I'll bring the cups, the napkins, anything you need.
Better be
Do not put me on the grill.
Fired.
You'll either end up eating beef jerky or we'll be calling the local fire department.
See,
Well,
the-
you know, the beef jerky part might be something that Rivers likes. Medium well over there.
Yeah.
when they
Yeah, that was crazy work.
when they so when they Keeper and River came down to hang out with me over July 4th weekend, we went out to eat before they went home, and Keeper was adamant. She's like, I've never been to Texas Roadhouse. That's where we're
Yeah.
going. We're
Yep.
like, okay, we're going to Texas Roadhouse. Sounds good.
Texas Roadhouse, they usually know, for a chain restaurant, I don't think I've ever had a bad steak there. I think they're actually pretty decent with cooking their steaks, like across the board.
Would hope
Wonder
not.
what I ended up getting though. I
Fuck.
was looking at the menu and I chose the thing with the most interesting name that I could, because I've only been there the one time. I got roadkill.
What is
very
that?
good.
It's basically like steak and
Um,
put everything on it.
But
Is
it was
like
like
a hammered out like steak?
I don't know. It kind of felt like it had been like cut apart and then like put back together.
It was.
Yeah, cut
it
apart
was,
by my fucking
Yeah, it was
tires.
pounded. Yeah, it was hammered out.
Yeah.
Hammered out.
They
leg steak
beat
is
the
probably
meat.
what it was.
Very good.
Beat it with a hammer.
Yeah.
That's
Aim
hilarious.
high, fly, fight, win. Yeah.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine a chain restaurant having something called roadkill on it, and it's just whatever wild animals they were able to get a hold of?
I'm sure there's something like that off
Eating
of Route
squirrel
66.
or right? That's
gotta be.
that's
Somewhere
gotta
in
be
the,
something.
I feel like that's something in the
If you
Appalachian Mountains.
chose the right decade and the right highway, it probably holds true somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
which is terrifying.
I don't even think you need the right decade part. I think almost any fucking backwards restaurant on a highway might have it.
Shit, when the floods happened in Vermont a year ago, when we had random high floods, there were people who would like hit a deer on the road and would call their fucking cousins out to come with a truck and like gut it there on the side of the street
Yep.
and bring the meat.
Well,
to...
So
For deer hunting, come grab the deer.
deer
Yep.
roadside is different than like deer roadkill would be something different than like raccoon
A
roadkill.
skunk.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like a deer. I think if you hit a deer and kill it, there's probably still a lot of salvageable meat, like a lot of it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like a lot of it
people
gets
don't understand,
bloodshot.
Oh my god. Yeah, maybe.
If people know how to like actually cut through and process a deer, you can live quite some time on a single deer.
Well, see, and processing deer like that is actually something that I grew up doing. Like, I would use the hooves of the deer as like puppets when I was younger.
What the
It was
fuck?
kind of fucked up. It was kind of
Yeah.
fucked up, admittedly,
You
but
gotta
like,
point out like the carburetor and stuff for a good
But-
time.
but like, knowing how to do that and like seeing deer get hit on the highway, I think my grandpa brought one home just like one time because he was deer hunting, hadn't seen anything all season, and then hit a deer on the road.
This is my
But like
one.
a lot of like the side that he hit was all like bloodshot, and you couldn't hardly use any of the meat at all. But like the meat that we could use, we did, and we processed it all and everything. It was okay.
Damn, I grew up in a fucking city. I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, I was just like, fuck y'all on, bro.
I'm still
Yes.
lost about the deer puppet hooves thing.
Yeah, the hoof puppets. I'm kind of.
That I can totally understand because that's what we used to use the
like-
hooves as like swords as kids, like
Yeah.
lightsabers.
Get
We'd
it?
fight our like cousins or nephews or whatever.
You get it. Like me and my cousins would be
Alright,
running
sweet
around with
cousin.
either like with the hooves of the deer, or like when it was like corn harvest season and all the stalks were done, you cut down the stalks and use those as swords and fight each other.
Mhm.
It's like,
See that I
you
can.
get it.
Okay, that I can see, but using fucking deer hooves and antlers, like, bruh.
Dude, it's funny. You're a kid. You don't care.
A lot of fun.
You know, it's not like you're. It's not like
Pretending to gallop
you're
across
dealing
the
with a-
garage floor with the little
you're
hooves.
rotting.
All I
That way.
know is that you two are probably the inspiration for fucking Tarkov cultists.
You're welcome.
No.
You're welcome.
Oh
God
man.
bless.
Let's see. Steaks. I'm medium rare as well.
Mordi.
Morde.
Oh my god.
Medium rare.
Okay.
Let's see. Seasonings. Usually, I just go super white. You know, salt is too spicy for me. So you know.
Oh my god.
No. No. Garlic powder and onion powder is like a must. Like that's pretty much what I season. Probably about 95% of the shit I cook has
Garlic powder is pretty good.
garlic powder and onion powder in it. I'll marinate it in let's see, I'll throw it in a baggie with like a little bit of. See, well, it depends on like what kind of theme we're doing with the dish. So if we're doing like an Asian theme, like tying it all together to be like an Asian theme thing, we'll marinate it in a little bit of like either teriyaki sauce with some garlic, or like a little bit of soy sauce, hoisin sauce. Bag it up and let it sit in that. Otherwise, one thing that I found interesting, and I actually stole it. I stole the idea from a buddy of mine in the Air Force a long time ago, but marinating it in barbecue sauce and Coca-Cola.
What the fuck?
Like he
Glad you
did,
added that clarification.
he did his ribs in it with like a barbecue sauce and Coke marinade. He's like, dude, just trust the process, because he's like, yeah, I'm marinating it in Coke. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, trust the process. I was like, all right. But like so it marinated it overnight in like Coke and barbecue sauce, and then bake it in the oven until it's like halfway done, and then finish it on the grill. Brother, I picked it up by the rib bone and gravity took over and it just fell off the bone. Like,
Oh,
dude,
that's so good.
holy shit. And the taste was fucking phenomenal, dude. I was like, what the hell? This is so good. But yeah, that's my steaks. Medium rare, garlic and onion powder.
Yeah, another one you could do with like the cola. So that's called cola queuing. And one of my favorite one to do it is with Sunkiss. You get a little bit of a orange, like, especially with like you said, you're doing like teriyaki and stuff, kind of seasoning with it. Doing it with Sunkiss gives you that little bit, almost like orange chicken kind of taste. Very good.
Okay. Making mental
Zach,
notes.
when you get back inland, you're gonna have to teach some culinary skills.
I got you, buddy. It might not be chef quality, but I'm a damn good cook.
I mean, I can't if it's not microwavable. Yeah, that's about all I can give you.
We're having this convo without White being here, man. The
Yeah, the actual chef.
Waffle House king himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of beans. Miss him. He's old.
He is very old. Don't worry, you're getting there too, Bubba.
I don't know who you talking to.
I'm talking to you.
I don't know who you talking to.
But not me, right?
Oh, hey, speaking of old and stuff, Keeper, you can ask Soccer your question from last week.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about this. I was about to ask what question I asked, but so if like, what did you say? Like 26 is like UNC status, right? That was the discussion.
Once you go ahead.
Like so I just turned 21. Does that mean like when I turn 26 do I hit auntie status, or is there like a different term?
It's actually all
Yeah, just old in general. And then once you hit 30, you start you're cooked. You start aging in dog years. Not much you can do. Just got to kind of give up from there and just accept it.
All right.
Now, do you account for like, what is it, like Silver Fox and MILFs? What do those account for in your calendar?
I don't think I've thought about that.
Oh boy.
Because you got to think about it, Bubba. It's important. It's part of the human
That is.
DNA.
I might have to revamp the formula then.
Because you
Make
think
some
about it,
special outliers or something.
it came out last time, and it was like, well, you can't be a MILF at 21. You're just a single mother.
Okay.
You know?
So, see, the problem is
When do you
we're
become a
leaving
MILF?
out you're leaving out a big part of the equation that, frankly, kind of upset it's been left out because I'm pretty sure multiple of you have taken the course.
I'm
right?
leaving it open for
Y'all
for you
are
to chime
leaving
in.
out a whole ratio of 1 to 144,000.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're not doing
You-
this.
you-
We're not doing this. We are not doing
Alright,
this.
it is
We're gonna
Cap's
shock
turn
the
to answer
world.
the steak question.
Yeah, Cap, how do
Oh,
you
yeah.
like your steaks done?
Oh yeah, I have an answer. So I have to I'd have to say, dude, ever since fucking soccer put me on, Bubba, I don't know what it is, man. Slap your mama, the Cajun seasoning, you get
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I would, medium rare is kind of the go-to, but if you know the person cooking knows what they're doing, I could do a well done. It just depends on who's cooking it. I couldn't go out and do a well done because I feel like they always fuck it up and they make it a little chewy. But with the medium rare, it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty simple though. Like slap your mama, medium rare. I like to hear it moo a little bit, not too much moo, just a little moo. Reminds me of the res. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe add some Texas Pea hot sauce. I know that offends some people because some people are like, if you got to put like additional stuff on your steak, it's not a good steak, which I think it's really stupid of a take. But hey,
Yeah, cry
I
about it.
like steak toppers. So like I like doing like shallots and finely chopped mushrooms, and I'll saute that in a red wine and burn out the alcohol, and I'll use that as a steak topper. I don't think that's like a sauce, It's something a little extra.
I had a buddy who would like give you shit. So like if you use like A1 sauce or like if you do anything with your steak, he's like, "Oh, it must be a bad steak." It's like, no, I just want a different taste with my steak.
I would say like if you're doing store bought like A1 or 57 sauce, like yeah, I don't know. I'm big on people eat the food they want to eat. So, but me personally, if I'm having to break that stuff out, yeah, it's because the person that cooked it didn't know what they were doing. But I'm not going to be disrespectful and not eat food that you cook for me. You know what I mean? My mama beat my ass.
I have something completely out of context to throw in here as well. Is I think Grizzly's listening because he just sent me a fucking video of what do we do if they ask for steak well done? And it's fucking
We
it's like ask them politely yet
leave.
firmly to leave.
Grizzly knows. Grizzly
Oh my
knows.
god. What the fuck is that show's?
King of the
It's been
Hill.
so- King of the Hill. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We ask them
ask them
politely
politely
yet firmly
yet
to
firmly.
leave.
To leave. Oh, apparently. So Nick in chat says, I think MILF status. It's a 30 plus. She has to have money. I don't know
Okay.
about that.
I
That's
thought
a
you
lot of
had to have a
broke MILFs.
kid.
Okay, Ace.
You have
Okay,
to have
Ace.
a kid.
Man.
Ace, look up the
It's
definition of MILF and come back to us.
The
Alright.
first one is
Well,
mom.
I mean, I've got part of that covered.
She doesn't have to have money. That's a sugar mama. That's something completely
That
different.
is a different cat. That's like a cougar, ain't it?
That's like 55 plus.
It's just cougar. Oh my god. And
A
then,
MILF is a mom I would like to fuck.
this is very intuitive, kind of hawk to a past.
Yes.
With that being said, next question.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay.
This is an educational podcast. Okay?
Yeah. It feels like the day the Animal Planet made a fucking movie about mermaids or some shit.
What?
Y'all not know about that?
No.
No.
I watched that.
They
I
did.
absolutely
Keeper knows what I'm
watched
talking
that.
about.
Yep.
It was a mockumentary, and tens of thousands of people believed that it was real because they filmed it like a real documentary, but it was about mermaids.
I was like 10 at the time and totally thought it was real.
Yeah, I was little. I was like, holy shit, I knew it. They're real. Fuck mermaids, bro. They're
Dude.
crazy.
The only mockumentary I've ever seen and is slowly yet surely becoming reality is Idiocracy.
People
I
are just
like the
becoming
one-
stupid.
I like the one that the flat earthers filmed and then proved.
Oh, they
all their
proved
tests
themselves wrong. Yeah.
and then still posted it. Like that's crazy, right? That's insane.
They really said, nah. They said, nah, I'd win. Right, River.
You should see. I should be able to see the light. You're lifting it up, right? Yeah, it's through the hole. Huh, interesting.
We'll have to come back to that in our calculations.
He's like, try lifting it to the second position. You clearly see the light. Oh.
Oh, interesting.
Well, that's weird. It's almost like
Yeah.
people like 2,000 years ago already figured out that the Earth was spherical. Like, yeah.
The Earth is round.
That's a whole nother thing that pisses me off. Man, people like
Wasn't there like
on a scale
there
of
was
1
the
to
Gallipoli test,
144,000.
wasn't there? There's a dude who was in Egypt and a dude who was either in Syria or Greece, and they ended up figuring based on the height of they did like a simulated time scale where the height of one of the old towers, I don't know what the actual thing is called, but they simulated it from in one area and the other area, and they timed it at the same time of day using candle flickers, and they figured out that one had an additional like 2 inches of shadow versus the other one depending on the time of day, and they ended up figuring out that the Earth had curvature to it. Like,
So-
and that was like 2,000 to 3,000 years ago. Like, they're like, yeah, that makes sense.
I have new information on this topic actually. So, not only, of course, the world is not flat, right? But it's also not a sphere. It is a
Like
like
egg-shaped,
a
isn't it?
lip. It is an elliptoid, and it is because
Egg.
you gotta think how many times the Earth spins like on its axis, right?
Egg.
Well, when you spin, think about spinning like a ball or like a dodgeball. If you spin it really fast on your finger, you can see it get slightly narrower, like on the top and bottom, and get wider in the center near the equator, right? So what happens is you don't see it all the time, right? Because like if you just look at a single bit of the world versus the rest of the world, you can't really tell. But what if I told you that Mount Everest, measured from the core of the Earth up, is not the highest point in the world? It's literally anywhere on our equator. The Earth is wider at the equator so much that anywhere on the equator is about the height of Everest plus about another quarter from the core. of the Earth.
Damn.
That's how much
Hmm.
different it is.
I know that we're overdue for like a pole shift, so north is going to become south eventually again, but like I didn't know that much.
Totally not terrifying to think about. Just
Then the Australians get to make fun of us for being upside down. So I don't know how that's going to work.
nah, we'll just
Well, not
rotate
like-
the universe according to our
Not
needs.
like the entire
yes.
not like the entire planet flips, but like the magnetic field around Earth shifts poles every
Well, yeah, because like the
1,000
Earth is
years
not
or
like it's not like up down. It's tilted at like what, a 17 degree or a
Something
30
like
degree
that.
angle, something
It's-
like that.
yeah.
But yeah,
It's
so we're
somewhere in the
overdue
high
for a
teens, yeah.
magnetic
Of course.
pole shift.
It's space, so it's not like
Yeah.
there's like an actual up down. Anyway,
Right.
it's in relation to the way the sun pulls on the planet's gravity.
How did we get from cooking to like astrology and astrophysics?
But
Really
I like
No.
this. This is great. I just like talking, man.
I'm gonna
It's like-
leave the podcast, go get my college degree so I can understand what's going on.
All right.
It's
That
like-
being said, Dubs, next question.
I How do you manage time in and outside the unit?
Poorly.
Oh yeah,
River.
that's what I said last week. Poorly.
Huh?
How do you manage your time inside and outside the unit?
I mean, it's really easy. I mean, you treat the 13th kind of like a job, right? In one aspect, and which your time has value / money. So
Meow.
if somebody sets up a meeting with you, and this is what I learned early on as like S4 head, if somebody sets up a meeting with you and fails to like get with you, that is not your problem, because who set up the meeting to try to get with you about something for them?
Oh.
So make sure that you value your time, and when you have time that you're not doing stuff for the unit, always enjoy yourself.
Yeah, be American. Be free.
Start charging them.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, that's a good answer though. Keeper?
Well, as was stated, when I first heard this question, my answer was poorly. But I don't know. I think for me, since I don't have like an actual job, right? I'm a stay-at-home mom. For me, it's just a question of, can I do 13 stuff right now? Do I have the energy to do it right now, or does Ozzy need me? So like, I just am kind of here all the time. Like, I'm not always around because 90% of the time I'm playing with the baby or feeding the baby or making food or doing dishes or other homemaking tasks. But like 9 times out of 10, if you message me on Discord, I'll respond within a few minutes. So I mean, for me, it's just a matter of not wasting all of my like energy or like mental capacity for bullshit that day.
Yeah, fuck you, Dubs.
What?
Huh?
Soccer check DMs about Tuma stuff.
Tuma.
Get the fuck out.
Pretty much.
Oh, and
Oh.
soccer. You're next on the question.
He might still be changing his laundry. Oh, nope, I heard him.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here.
Oh, he's squirgling.
His laundry has been swapped.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
How do you manage your time in and outside the unit?
Oh boy.
I feel like yours should be a caveat. Am I in the football season or not?
Yeah, that's really what it is. It's like, do I have something in
give some
real life going
context.
on?
Give some context to people who don't know.
Oh, yeah, I play college football, so it's very difficult sometimes, August through like December, to dedicate a lot of time to the unit. But it's like during the week, I try and do any like admin stuff or anything like that when I can, between class or once class is over, and then bye weeks like now is when I try and get any trainings done, that like any major trainings or big things that need to be done, taken care of. And then when I can make ops, I can, but most of the time can't do anything about that because we play Saturdays, leave Friday, and don't get back until Sunday morning or late Saturday night. But it's really just when I have time, I do admin stuff and then make ops. But outside the season, it's like River said, treat it like a job. It's an unpaid job, but it's fun. Get to play Arma.
Hell yeah. Let's see. For me, I mean, I'm just gonna pretty much
Shut up, Lemon.
For me, pretty much, I mean, you know, resonate what everyone said. Treat it like a job. But, I guess, like, I find myself in front of my computer fairly often, so periodically, I'll look at the Discord and be like, oh, is there any notifications? Does anybody need help with anything? Anybody need X, Y, or Z? The past few weeks, like past 2 weeks or so, I've been doing a lot more of like the integrating with the infantry, as was stated on the survey, that people think that Tuma should integrate with ground on some stuff a little bit more, just so that they are visible. So the past 2 weeks, give or take, I've been helping out a little more with infantry stuff like NCO boards, prep boards.
Tests.
I do all. I proctor or run, whatever you want to call it, how official you want to be about it, the written test for the pipeline. So any given time I could be doing something for the unit, or I could not be. And then come Friday, Friday and Thursday through Saturday, it's kind of like not really all hands on deck, but I guess I'm a little more aware of what's going on during our event days. For the people that pretty much only show out on like Fridays or Saturdays, but they're not really active or present during the week, but they need help with stuff on the weekend, we're there. I'm there. I'm starting to learn more about the inner workings of infantry, so I can offer my assistance where it may be needed or on the far end of things necessitated. But I think I have a pretty fair balance between unit and non-unit stuff. Also, I just realized we completely skipped over cyber.
Damn.
Fucked up.
Demoted.
I'll just go ahead.
Just like Lemon in the chat.
I'll just go ahead and demote myself. Soccer, you're the new CO.
Hey, firm, demoted.
Okay.
Hey, firm. Switcheroo.
Because we're tracking.
As long as we're tracking.
As long as we're tracking. Cyber?
Yeah.
Say it.
How do you manage your time in and out of the unit?
So, I think, like, probably up until today, I would have had to have agreed with make it like a job, stuff like that. But after a year and some change of being in command staff, like, sometimes you can't think of it as a job because it frustrates you, like, really bad sometimes. And then I don't know, it's like, to be fair, I do a lot, in the unit. Split between SEA and the big side of it is S3, S5. The server management and stuff like that, and now I have a very competent S3 team and stuff working with me, and that definitely helps a lot. But it's just one of those things where, like, I think you have to not only manage your time between, like, real life and the 13th or in and out of the unit, but you gotta compartmentalize your time for the unit. Like, if you don't have a healthy schedule of when you're going to do certain things for the unit, especially up in command staff, you will be overran. Like, you will just be overwhelmed, and it gets rough. So, and I think me thinking of this as a job has led me to be more overcritical of myself, and it's not healthy. So I would say, like, if you're talking about work ethic and stuff like that, sure, think of it as a job and stuff. But when you're thinking of it as like expecting certain outcomes because you think of it as a job, you can't do that because you're setting yourself up for failure. So the biggest thing I think when it comes to time management is like avoiding your own burnout. Like, if you need an LOA because oh my god, I'm about to use something from ORM in the military. What the fuck? All right, so hey, check this out. The GMT actually gonna help. So if you have all these things you have to do, but you're in a bad state of mind, or tired, or irritated, or burnt out, the quality of work that you're gonna output is going to further hinder whatever you're trying to do. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that right now. Maybe you should take a breather and refocus, reorganize yourself, and then attack the problems from a better mental status. Because, like, let's say I'm putting sailors on a watch bill and we're doing port starboard watches, which means you're either on watch or you're off watch, and you rotate 12 hours. Like, if they're tired as shit, I can put them on watch. They're useless. They're completely useless on watch, being that tired and that irritated. So I don't think I've ever thought that I was going to use something from a government mandated training. That's crazy. And I used it for a video game. But yeah, that's the process that I'm in right now. So
Very good. Yoshi. What are your office hours? Basically.
Oh boy. So I think it's kind of a unique situation to kind of think about the way the 13th like operates and functions. And without going into a long tangent, because I think everyone has done a really great explanation thus far, having the time management to, work around, your fitness, health, sleep, dealing with things inside, outside of Arma. There's a lot of mental strain when it comes to like understanding the balance between like real life and then like your Milsim life, because it's some people go into it a different aspect, and there's many layers and caveats to understand about like running a unit, because depending on the size of your unit and the scale, the mental scope that you foster, because like you could have a really easy running unit because you have a humongous casual player base, so there's not a lot of thought that goes into it. Obviously the caveat to that would be like you don't have a fantastic quality of members, right? And I think at the caliber of sim that we run at, obviously my personal opinion, we have a lot of really decent quality guys just for the way we run everything. So there's not really too much to hark on other than just understanding your time management. I think what really is to hark on is because of the quality of members in junior leadership and senior leadership, they really do keep you on your toes on a consistent basis. And I think losing sight of your personal goals and scope is what will kind of, you'll lose out on the entirety of it very quickly. My personal long-term goal has to always had like a company's worth of people, which is like, an infantry platoon, a mechie platoon, and then maybe potentially a reserve platoon in the far future, just for that overflow and just how Arma works. But that's like long-term. And instead of like burning myself out on just constantly focusing on the long term, you got to set up those like short mini goals of like, all right, well, I need to make sure I fill out this squad, this summer, or I need to make sure that we start finally getting roles slapped into like the third squad for the platoon and start growing it in that respect. Or we need this many leaders. It's like, for me, setting personal long and short-term goals is really great, helping to identify like small awards. And then it's also like, just understanding when and where it's necessary to be in that Milsim mode and then not to be in that mode. Because some people don't know how to turn it off. And that can be really shitty to your mental health because it's like constantly always in that mode would be fucking insane. So it's just understanding when and where and how to apply it.
Dude, that's another term. You're literally explaining another term from the military and government service that I've heard a lot of, and it's setting smart goals.
Smart goals, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Specific, measurable,
I think
attainable, realistic time system.
I think I should have clarified my answer a little more. For me, being where I'm at and where I am is a job for me, but it's a job I like doing. I don't know if you guys have heard the thing, the saying, it's like, do a job that you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I enjoy my job, but at some time I have to get off the computer and be like, all right, time to go hang out with the baby and the wife. So it's very much a more enjoyable job than it is. It's kind of like I don't know
Something.
how to
So it's
describe
like when you're there, you're locked in.
yeah, absolutely. I try to get myself into like what I'm doing and like, all right, this is what we're doing. I'll like coach myself through it. I'm like, all right, I'm doing this. This is appropriate response or whatever. And or if it's just like interacting with the guys, I'm telling you now, if you've not ran with the infantry yet, if you've not just sat down there, there's some off the wall ass topics that'll make you turn around and be like, what the fuck did that guy just say? And it's really funny.
I lived it for 3 weeks.
Dude,
Dude, it was a
we
lot of
enjoyed
fun.
having Tuma.
Everybody
yeah,
was infantry a month ago.
but yeah, if you've not gotten it or you're new to the unit or whatever and you haven't sat down and listened to infantry conversations, sometimes you wonder if you're gonna have to call the FBI. But besides the point, they make it enjoyable. Like Yoshi was saying, the guys right now are just a whale of a time, and I think that's why I enjoy where I'm at so much. That it doesn't feel like dreadful work. It feels like I'm going to have a fun time and I'm going to go to work. The only thing that like I think ever is like sometimes mentally taxing is, did I forget to fill out a paper this week? Am I missing something?
Fuck.
Somebody will message me. It'll be fine.
Admin's a bitch.
Well, hopefully for not much longer with what I just did.
That's very
I
true. There's an
haven't seen
update
an
coming.
action yet, so.
Yeah.
Also, another admin thing that might be really helping us out. I've taken a look at Veeb's dev server. He might be onto something with this bot that he's going to be presenting this.
Oh yeah.
It's basically all of our shit that our current bots do, just all tied into one. So, and since, yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good, promising. I'm excited to hear that full breakout from him coming up. So,
For all of
very excited.
for all of our and team leaders, NCOs, SNCOs, expect an update to how admin is performed this weekend.
Yeah, what you learned last
Everyone
Friday's
gets a
Hip
recall.
Pocket, it's gonna be a new update.
Yep. Everyone's got to get requalled on admin course now.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Requal.
All right,
unit.
and on top of that, we're gonna rework the pipeline. Everyone's got to go back through again.
Nope.
Oh god. Fuck. That
Ain't
would
doing that
suck so
again.
much,
I'll tell you.
monkeys,
I
bro.
will. I'll
Getting
tell you
that-
this much though. I have made admin significantly easier for all of you.
You're demoted.
Okay, very
I'll
good.
tell you,
Just like
the-
Lemon.
The leadership course is significantly more efficient now, but fuck, it was like pulling teeth to get it changed. Oh my god.
Yeah, twerk it out.
And then we got Ace. Ace over here, the denier of change, the hallmark of keeping things the same. This guy, whoa.
Yeah. He'd sell you something that was like $4.50 and you try to give him that and he'd see the change and be like, no.
I don't know what change is. Sorry, the computer didn't tell me.
It's either $4 or $5, sir. And he just
Put
looks.
the fries in the bag.
The bag. Oh fuck, dude. Next question.
What do you guys like most about the unit, and what do you least like?
That's pretty good.
Hey,
Dude, River.
honestly, my favorite moments here, like the reason that I come back every week. It's gonna sound dumb, it's gonna sound cheesy, but it's actually the people. Like, I don't think I would have went down the route that I did, because originally my goal was just to sit here and be a silly little rifleman and be dumb. You know, then I was like, there are things that I want to see changed in the unit, and there are people that I would sit here and go down the NCO pipeline for. So that way the environment is better. So without the people, I think I still would have been a rifleman. I definitely wouldn't have considered leadership at all.
Yeah, that was not an option for you.
Yeah, sorry. I would have left. If it would have been different, I honestly wouldn't have been allowed. I wouldn't have allowed myself to be like, all right, well now you're gonna be a leader, because that was my whole goal, was to come over here, just be a rifleman, and chill out, and enjoy myself. My least favorite thing, again, it's a double-edged sword, but like sometimes like interactions you have, like just really sour the mood. Like some guy will come in one week and be like, yeah, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to hit the ground, I'm pounding, and then he just randomly leaves the Discord. This is after no one in general. It's just something that happens a lot. And then I'll wake up. I will wake up at 6 o'clock for PT, see a message at River. Why did he leave? I don't fucking know. I just woke up.
Yeah, why'd you dip? What'd you do?
I guess I was supposed to read his mind. But yeah, people, because just Arma is weird. People is a hard thing to do, but we've got a lot of good people right now. So they make it really fun. They make it worthwhile.
We've got enough people that we're breaking attendance record again.
And 49. Yeah. It was 40. It was 47, and then I ended up doing the overall count on the attendance, and it was 49. So it's 4 more than the previous record.
Per the roster, per the attendance sheet, we are at 68 people. Can you imagine if all 68 people showed up on a fucking Saturday?
You know what? I want to use proper COC.
I'm gonna cry.
Huh?
Yeah.
You're gonna cry? Okay.
Yeah. Keeper's good.
Do it right
All
now.
right, Keeper. What's the question?
I don't know. My favorite thing about the unit, because this is like the first unit I've actually dedicated time to.
Weren't you in Gark?
I was, but like I did basic training and noped the fuck out.
Oof. All right.
It's like it was such like just being around some of those people made me feel like itchy, and I was like, ew, I don't like this, and I noped out.
Itchy?
Itchy. Like I don't know how else to describe it. Okay, but like it just like it was not a good vibe. And since then, like I've just learned that Gark units are just not a vibe in general.
Ouch.
But you're not a Gark unit.
This is true.
But I don't know. I think my favorite thing is I don't want to copy River and say the people, but like that was my initial answer. So now I'm gonna say the
okay
cardiac
to be
arrest
insane.
section of Cat Medical.
Oh my god. My scapegoat, the cardiac arrest of the medical section of Cat.
But no, that was one of my biggest things for like sticking around was how in depth the medical shit is. And
because this guy could have a seizure.
pretty much. But my least favorite part, I think, is I have to say I'm not a fan of the 2 a.m. command meetings. just because
Yeah,
I
you've
like
only,
to,
you've
I like
only
to
been to like
sleep,
2 of them too. That's
and I like
Yeah,
to
we haven't been to
sleep,
a full
and that
one.
is my issue.
Dude.
But I think that is my only complaint thus far is is how late we stay up doing command shit.
Not
I'm
even
telling
in the
you,
command
what
meetings, and I
happens-
get stuck staying up.
What happens is we'll be playing games and shit, and somebody in command will be like, you know, it'd be crazy. What if we did this? And then somebody be like, wait a minute, hold on.
You might be
That
onto
kinda sounds
something.
Like it could work. All right, we'll go over to 13th chat, and we'll sitting there, and then White, who is like never asleep ever.
Never.
It just like pops in. Hey,
guys
y'all
are
guys having a
at
meeting?
work or
Yeah, we actually are having a meeting, and then it goes from there. And then things like that's where change happens. Like 2 to 3 in the morning.
Nothing good ever happens after
Ridiculous.
2 a.m.
Unless you're in an Arma command meeting.
Rest in Spaghetti, the old promo fucking channel.
Not the
Oh.
spaghetti.
I love watching jokes go over Eternal's head.
What just went over Eternal's head?
In 13th chat,
Oh god. Hold on.
he put a picture of the tornado and he just captioned it Fort Lauderdale, and I replied to him, "That's not Fort Lauderdale. That's a tornado, dude."
Oh my god. Hyper.
Which then he replied to, "'Twas in Fort Lauderdale." Yes, I know. Oh man, I miss Psycho's dad jokes.
Who's next?
Cyber's next.
I'm next. Oh god. Favorite part of the unit? The lack thereof drama. There's just not any here. And if there ever is, it's just finished so quickly. So many other units just don't have the fucking stability to stay alive through a minor, like, incident. We've had 2-3 major incidents, and we're still around, so. I just like the stability here. I like the, and kind of a selfish thing, like, it sounds weird. I like the fact that Yoshi is somewhat lacking knowledge when it comes to S3 things. Because he's very much oh, you know what you're talking about? Make it work, make it cool, I don't care. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then, so, you know, I get to kind of hit the ground running. People give me mod suggestions and stuff, and if it's cool and I think we can make it work, we'll put it in and try it. And so, I like that flexibility and trust he puts in his fellow leaders. I have to answer my door, so I guess that'll be the end of my answer for now.
Okay.
I mean, thinking of like Cyber adding new mods and just like Yoshi trusting him, I think it was like the first week that I was here, I was like, hey, could we add a mod so that I can play as like a female character? And y'all were like, yeah, absolutely.
And then you got turned into a ball of ramen.
My
Yeah.
hair is not that bad in game.
It's always funny watching you and Nap's fucking hair smash through your helmet. Like, damn.
I love it so much.
It's even more horrifying when they go to talk to you and their mouths don't move because the models
They're
aren't
just
made for
staring
that.
at you and your
Yeah,
fucking soul.
staring at you and voices are emanating from somewhere.
You're next, buddy. Come on. Tickle, tickle. Come on now. Wakey, wakey.
The question was, what is your favorite part of the unit? Correct?
And what is your favorite and least favorite part? Oh, you didn't
okay.
answer that, Keeper.
Yeah, I did.
She did the 2 a.m. Command meetings.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Fiber didn't answer it because he had to go answer his door.
Yeah, shitbag.
Yeah, I'll share the same sentiment on those meetings.
They're the best.
Sometimes it sucks being up late and you're like, damn, just got a 3-hour op. All right, I'm gonna go play a game for 45 minutes. Badoink, 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 badoink. Command boardroom fills up. I'm like, oh boy.
I guess I gotta be there, but
And then my favorite part of the unit, just like Tumal in general. I've always loved like aviation stuff and being in a unit with like people that share the same I guess love or hobby of like wanting to do aviation stuff is real nice. And then it's also a good group of guys. They're not a bunch of assholes or anything like that. Can actually get on and hang out, have a conversation. Not always have to be Arma related. Just get on, hang out with people, talk to them, ask them about their life and stuff. And don't find that in a lot of other units, or even not even speaking units, just communities of people in general. A lot of people, a lot of communities and units are just, all right, get on, play game, leave. So that's a nice part of the 13th.
I am back.
Oh,
Welcome back.
answer the second part, Saber. What's your least favorite?
part.
So you
My
had your
least
favorite, and what's the one thing you can't stand?
The one thing that I can't stand. I think that's actually not a command, or not a command, not a unit issue. I think it's more my issue. I sometimes have a really big problem with interpreting feedback as nitpicking, but I have to look at it as kind of the whole situation, right? So like maybe down if you only isolate, an instance, it might sound like nitpicking, but if you look at the overall picture, it's nitpicking because it is a good thing that we're doing. And so trying to find like constructive feedback for a certain thing, it might be minor stuff. I have a really bad time of like taking that as like I'm never doing what I'm like supposed to be. You know what I mean? So and honestly, it's been an issue I've had for a long time. Just unit stuff has made it a lot worse. So that's kind of, I guess, what I don't like. And then also, kind of bigger scale, I'm not the biggest fan of all the different assets that we're using, actually. I know y'all just disagree with me. I know y'all will. Like, sometimes I wish that it was a lot easier for me to be like, hey guys, we haven't used the Hueys in a long time. Y'all are using the Hueys today because it's cool. It's marine as shit, But I know Tumal doesn't want to use the Hueys because the other things we have are so much better. It just is, But
Knock wouldn't hurt.
Bold of you to assume that.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll use Hueys this weekend if you want.
Yeah, do it, pussy.
Okay.
hey, last time that I restricted assets, I got into a lot of hot water. Yogi was not happy with me when y'all had to use Harriers, because that's like what we just had on island. Y'all were not happy with me at all. I got yelled at.
the thing I'd
So
say about that,
I just avoid it.
I obviously wasn't in a command position in Tumal when that happened. If you're able to give us a heads up like a week in advance, like, hey, you're going to be using the Harriers this coming up, because this is all we got, just so we can train on it and get familiarized with it again. Because honestly, who's going to use a Harrier when you've got F-18s, F-15s, F-35s?
Yeah, but then you have to feed it into like story and stuff. Like, that's something I have to plan out. Because if we already have the assets on island, why would we not use? There's no reason to use less stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It would have to be set up from the start of the campaign. Of like, hey, the rest of our shit isn't here yet. This is what we have that we brought with us. That's a little easier to do. But mid-campaign, it's so hard to just be like, hey, just letting y'all know, next Saturday y'all are using Hueys only. Well, why? Well, it's now I got to come up with an in-lore reason. Because if you know, so.
Dubs.
Let's see. I think my favorite part of the unit would be oh, hold that thought. I'm gonna answer the phone. Hello.
Oh, while he's gone, does anybody have updates from any of our people that are in or near Florida on the hurricane stuff? Is everybody okay?
I haven't gotten any word passed up, so I haven't heard anything.
I know Tyler was worried that he wouldn't have power for D&D tomorrow. I don't know exactly where Tyler's at, though.
Let me see.
I know that they just had Helene down there, and now they've got Milton, and then there's supposed to be another hurricane coming right behind that.
See if we get some feedback on the. I posted 13th. We'll see if anybody responds. Ugh.
I might do a post in trauma announcements as well.
It wouldn't hurt, yeah.
I guess I'll ping Comanche too.
Well, they're both gone. What was the question? It was the best and worst, right?
Favorite, yeah, favorite and least favorite parts.
Oh, so I'll go while they're doing their thing. Excuse me. I think from a CO point of view, I think one of the best things that I love seeing is like it's super niche because obviously it's in direct relation to like me running as the CO. I love seeing the junior and senior leadership all the way up to like cyber and dubs or whoever, even members on the command team. I love seeing people take initiative from a lance corporal all the way up to gunny or captain within the unit, and watching them like carry out like things that they've been taught on their own fruition, and them not having to come to me for every answer in the wind. I think that's just like one like very significant experience that I enjoy witnessing, is like because it means the foundation of leadership is there. Now it's never going to be like absolutely perfect. There's always going to be cracks in it because it's a game, and some people need to like, some people have to have that breakaway. But I feel like for me, that's like one of the most significant things is I love seeing the leadership that I've taught, and then others that I've taught have taught, break down through the COC, and it just operate as it should be. Now, whether that's from the leadership that was taught to them, or it's inspired because of the environment that we have or the people we have, is to me, regardless, I love seeing it. I love seeing like the dedication and effort that others put in, and it's like sweet because this is like a little hint that even if I were to step away, the unit would continue forward operating as it needed to.
Yeah.
The one thing, I think my least favorite thing about it is I think the least favorite aspect to running it is constantly fighting between the balance of like the individual and trying to explain this how it doesn't come off like super bad, but like we create a niche roleplay environment based on a middle ground of military simulation roleplay, and things that like just aren't real in the military, right? And you run into characters who, and I've said this for years, there are people who have joined this unit and said we are too hardcore and have kicked and screamed like a baby out the door that we're too
Damn.
hardcore. And I've also met the same kind of people, and probably the same amount of people, who says we aren't hardcore enough. We should represent the Marine Corps 1-to-1. The SMEAC should be 15 pages long. Like, and same thing, kicking and screaming out the door.
What the
I
hell?
hate having to always play the middle empathetic military civvy guy, because like it is a fucking it's a gift box that has a question mark over it every single time. This person could be really, really cool and chill in like any other scenario, but you said one thing that sets them off, and that completely just destroys their character and perception of the unit because of that one thing or one interaction. And there's no going back for them or something. And some people are just really fucking weird like that. Like, you call the wrong person gay and that triggers the shit out of them, or you call
the wrong
everybody
person a lady.
ladies. Yeah. You're talking to the 50 people and you're like, all right, ladies, circle up, and then someone gets really butthurt and triggered because you called them ladies, because they're a fucking simp.
Oh
But-
my god, dude!
God.
I remember that.
And
This
then
might
they
be a
go
specific
around
instance we're talking
and
about.
start DMing every single member of the unit, telling them I'm an absolutely terrible CO because I call people ladies, and that means my leadership is inherently wrong. But yeah, I think my least favorite aspect of Milsim as the CO is having to constantly battle the inherent middle ground of individual characters who come into the unit with a preconceived conception of not having that middle ground, of thinking that this is a casual unit or thinking this is a super serious unit. And we try to advertise it in the way that's like, we are a middle ground unit. All you need to do is follow the rules and you're fine. And for some people, that's cool. For some people, that's too much to ask. For other people, that's not a lot to ask, but as soon as they fuck up, they get kicked out and then they talk shit about the unit. It's like, we're not a hardcore milsim. We're not unit, and this isn't me shitting on the milsims. There's units out there that'll make you train for 3 months to
Oh
maybe
my
join
God.
their unit.
Yeah.
Ew.
Dude, I was
I,
watching
Real.
a video for that the other day. There's this group, some weird SF group, some queers or whatever. Sorry, I don't know if that's a socially acceptable word, but
No, it's not.
oh, sorry.
Not at all.
Sorry.
You didn't hear that, YouTube.
You didn't hear that, YouTube. My bad. Sorry, I'll have to adjust my vocabulary.
It's fine.
There's a lot of people who, like you said, there's SF groups that literally make people wait upwards to 9 months. We so me, Lemon, and the boys, we go through and we'll make fun of units on find a unit. And there was this unit that was so serious, you have to go through BCT, which is 2 months. Then you got to go to AIT, so you got to actually select an MOS. This is
Oh
almost
my
1-to-1 for the
God.
Army, and I was like, if I wanted to enlist a second time, I better get a bonus.
Hey, if you want to enlist a second time, there's a DevGru group out there that makes you sign a actual enlistment document. As in, they have
What?
photocopied the same enlistment document that you go to fucking your recruiter and have to fill out to be able to get into the actual military.
Pretty sure that's an OPSEC violation. Who stole
I mean, like, you just write all the shit fake on it for your in-game character, right?
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's that. But hey, look, some people like that. I mean, there's a reason they're still around. I don't like that. That's why I'm not in there.
I'll be honest.
That's
There
ridiculous.
is times where I was like, I wonder if the 13th is gonna be too much mil for my fucking sim, and then I'm like, all right, it's not.
What's that other group doing? Oh, hell no. Nah, 13's all right.
It's all right. It'll bump this time, but next time.
I
I'm calling
joke
you
about
out.
it a lot, especially amongst like command staff or like just junior leadership in general. I joke about it quite often where I'm like, if y'all think that this is hard, please go join another Milsim. I will let you join another unit for a month to like, I'll let you, and by let, I mean I'll let you join and you won't get kicked out of here because of the whole dual sim thing. If you ride out in LOA and you're like, yeah, I want to go try out another unit, cool. Go try out that other unit and see how that fucking cookie crumbles.
But I need 2 months for the BCT.
Oh my god.
God.
Best
Big
we could do
fucking
is
rip.
2.
Yes, we could do is 2. I guess so. To end my point in its fullest extent, best part of the unit is seeing the leadership thrive without me having to handhold the whole way through. And the worst part is catering to the individual person who either has too much of an understanding of the military to the point where it's stupid, or to the person who has no understanding of the military and asking them to do something is inherently evil. And that is my that's my TED talk for that one. I'll pass it back to Dubs.
Yeah. Favorite part of the unit, I would have to say, is having, well, so running my own section within the unit. Like, not being a squad leader or a team leader, like running a whole section of the unit on my own.
Yeah, not those other leadership trash. That's what that sounded like.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Like running my own section within the unit without needing, without having to go through a bunch of people to get something approved. Or I can just go to Cap and be like, hey, we want to do this. Cool. How's it gonna work? Oh, X, Y, and Z. Cool, go for it. I only have to ask one person. So I like having the ability to have a little bit more freedom with how I do things, obviously within the confines of the rules and whatnot. But like, I think the biggest example I can give is would be having the ability to swap out air assets. That was something that we started 2 campaigns ago, North Takistan, I think. Just having the ability to be like, you know what? We've been using these assets for 2 years, damn near. I want to have a little change of scenery, have a little see what how the other assets that Firewheels offers, and see how they work for us. That's how we ended up with the F-15. We got rid of an asset that wasn't being used and swapped it out with something new. And even now, here in the next couple weeks, we're going to be transitioning away from the F-15 and we're going to start using the F-16. The F-16 is going to be perfect for the environment that we're in, because it's small, it's nimble. It just fits. Least favorite thing. Oh, I'm about to get sidetracked. Lambert doesn't deserve to be where my name is. That's my beard. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me just do this. I'm going to take Lambert off of here. We're going to put Keeper there. Keeper has the big beard now, and Lambert gets the baby face.
I got a beard.
Alright. And Karen's calling me again. 1 second.
Also, I read the YouTube's guidelines. We are in the safe zone.
We are? That's a safe
Yeah.
word?
No. So, unless the word I was referring to, or using it in a hateful manner, which it wasn't, it was just describing an interaction and calling them weird without saying weird. It is not under their hate speech area. It would have been if it would have been like a protected group of people, but I highly doubt Arma groups are a protected group of people.
Hell yeah. Those queers.
After I said that, and Cyber was like, "No, that's not socially acceptable." I went over here and started doing my research. I was like, "Okay, I'm safe. The YouTube channel is safe."
That just makes me think of the fucking meme of like, it's some dude wearing a wizard hat studying a scroll, and it's like me studying to be more racist to my friends. That's what immediately I
yeah.
start thinking about. Yes, this is what God intended.
Like, I actually pulled up the link for like what YouTube considers as hate speech. It's actually really weird. Some of these are just awkward.
There's a reason why
Yeah, I
I
don't
wear the
think we're-
mask, Batman.
YouTube standards is one thing, and I don't think we're big enough to fall into cancel culture. So
We don't have the
one-
views for it.
One
yeah,
of the
there's no way.
One of the ones that's really weird that can get you flagged is conspiratorial claims that individuals or groups are evil, corrupt, or malicious based on their protected group status.
That's
So what
weird.
you're saying is, I
You
can't say
theorize that
Nazis were
people are
bad.
evil.
So the Taliban isn't bad? What?
Oh fuck! Now we're canceled.
All right.
God damn it, Bobby. I told you to get the propane from...
Apparently, YouTube considers denial or minimization of a well-documented major violent event or victimhood of such an event. You can't deny that something happened.
You can't say like 9/11
Tiananmen
didn't
Square?
happen.
Yeah,
Oh well,
you
hold on.
can't say any of that.
China might disagree, but Tiananmen
Now
Square,
we have-
1989. Look.
Timu is gonna reverse Israel us.
Apparently, they're calling for a 12-foot storm surge in Punta Gorda, so I'm gonna have to
Yeah, it's
help
gonna be
out
bad.
Manny's
Snipes
parents.
Snipes
Woo,
is
lemon.
saying he's okay right now.
That's good.
Yeah, it's bad. It's. Have you ever watched the little like news clip of the person describing storm surge
Yeah.
and like showing it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying. It's not floodwaters that will move things. No, it's the water level is 12 feet above sea level. That's terrifying.
Well, and I was scrolling on TikTok as one does, but
As one does.
Jim Cantori is like a severe weather chaser reporter dude,
Yes.
and he landed in Tampa, and that's when people were like, "Oh shit, we gotta
Oh, dude,
go."
that's the
No,
that's
the
the
Waffle
meme.
House is scheduled. The Waffle Houses out there just didn't just like, we're closing for this. They planned to close like a week ahead of the storm.
Yeah.
If a Waffle
That's-
House is closing,
Bro,
that's scary, bro.
That's bad. It's
Dude.
terrifying.
It's just, dude. If Jim Cantori shows up in your area, you're fucked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He really
That-
said, "Watch this."
Yeah. What was I on? Least favorite thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. When people join the unit, they go through the interview, they get their BCT
Oh, I know what you're
scheduled,
about to say.
and then they do the BCT, they are slotted in a spot, and then they fucking leave.
Yeah.
The dude that,
Now leaving with communication. Okay.
yeah, okay,
All right.
that's fine.
Even it's like, hey, it's just not for me. All right. Well, cool.
That's
Well,
fine.
not for everybody.
But if they
But
just
people that
fucking drop,
disappear. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
dude,
Fuck those guys.
the dude that left the other day was in that fucking massive BCT last week on Friday. He was in that 6-man BCT. Like, dude, that was a 3-hour-long BCT. We got everybody through it, good to go. Dude leaves fucking like Monday morning. Like, what the fuck, dude? We just spent 3 hours training you. What the fuck?
Wait, what BCT?
The one that
The
you
one you
The
taught
one that you
Goober.
did last Friday.
Oh,
with Bates and Speedy and everybody.
Hey, that's cool. Just name drop.
Oh, my bad. There's not that many BCTs.
They're not in the unit.
that
Fuck them.
long.
Oh yeah, fair.
it's okay. YouTube says that's not hate speech. We're not a
Oh, I'm
protected
yelling
group.
too much because Toby thought I was yelling at him, so he went into his
Oh,
cage.
Oh,
Toby, I'm not
Toby.
yelling at you. I'm just yelling at dumbass people.
Yeah, Toby.
Toby.
Oh,
But yeah,
10%, though.
that is my least favorite part.
Not including this current podcast, by the way. The total number, I just got done counting it. We have a total of 34 hours and 7 minutes of podcast time.
That's kind of cool.
That's really fucking crazy. It's crazy to think that we're on episode fucking 16, dude.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with you on that, Dubs, as well. Like, that's so shitty to fucking. I think the worst little story before I split us off here is when Bandit did a 3-hour BCT, but it was with 3 people because 2 of them didn't fucking have their TFAR set up, even though they all say they will.
And they're
they
always
don't.
wrong.
They're always wrong, or they forget to activate it, or whatever nonsense. Activate the plugin, whatever. Is that in the day, and like they were here, they went to the training, and then the day of op, they both left. It's like, bro, why?
Dude, Bandit was so pissed.
I'm just gonna beat him.
Dude. The guys that went to the BCT went to an op. I believe it was Rutledge. I think that's not Rutledge. It was somebody else. It was the 2 R guys.
Oh,
Who's on?
I know who you're talking about.
Murder's my poor
Those-
S4.
Those guys are
Poor
Milsim
quartermasters.
jumpers. We see that.
Oh, the two kids that were on the training server blowing
Yeah.
everything up.
Yeah.
Those poor quartermasters.
My poor quartermasters, bro.
The shitty
They were
part too
just
is
getting ready to
one
retire
of them.
too.
One of them. It seemed like a dynamic of one of them was really cool and the other one was a shithead, and so the cool one just did what his shithead buddy did because that's his buddy.
That's exactly the dynamic.
And it sucks. It sucks. I think maybe that's just an unspoken one amongst command staff, and maybe that's why we do it sometimes. I don't like getting to know people that are new until they're about a month in. Like, I really let them saute with the lance corporals and corporals. And
Saute. Saute.
and because it's like they have that dynamic with their direct line of leadership, and if they've been here for a month, they're probably good to go. And that's when I'll start talking to them, really. And maybe I'll say hi to them in op, or if they have a question, I'll answer it, be like, hey, follow your COC next time, But like, I think that's the one thing that sucks about like running a unit is like you just can't immediately get close with a lot of these people because you don't know if they're gonna fuck off within their first week of being in the unit. Because there's nothing more demoralizing than like, wow, I thought this dude was really cool and I thought we were about to become pretty tight over this, and like he said he enjoyed the unit and he was blowing smoke up my ass about how great our mods were and how great our operations are, and then they fuck off. It's like there's nothing worse than having someone blow so much smoke up your ass and then dipping out and you're like, that was a fucking lie. Like,
he lied to me.
While we're on this topic, I want to know what the honest thought was when I joined with like 5 to 6 people.
So we
regular security concerns.
Yeah.
So
there was nothing really crazy about it. It was just regular security. The unit runs security protocols when mass numbers of people within one friend group join, and that's just part of Milsim.
We got that shit down pat.
We're always weary when like friend groups join because history repeats itself.
If it doesn't repeat, it rhymes.
If it doesn't repeat, it rhymes. I fucking love that.
We've run into a lot of situations where friend groups join, they go through everything, they get set up, one person leaves, everybody follows suit. You immediately go from having 5 new people to having no new people.
Hell yeah.
Thank God for fucking 2 Ma.
Nah, for a second there, Lemon was on the indefinite LOA. I was the only one standing.
Yeah, fuck you, Lemon.
Pardon.
Shitbag.
You were also on unknown LOA. Don't even at me. I was the last one standing out of the friend group that joined. I was
Dang.
actually sad
Gotta
for a
mix
little
that,
bit.
by the way.
Yeah, Embrace,
You
come
hear me,
back.
Goober?
Yeah, fuck you, Embrace. That actually kind of leads me to a question for you, River. Is what kept you? Because you've said it a little bit throughout the podcast, but like, what was it that actually was like that kept you here? Because you're in like a couple
want
other
me-
units. So
Do you want me to actually get in depth? Do
Go
you want me to
for
just
it.
Keep it stupid simple.
no, go in depth.
Alright.
You're also the guest, so like this is also your
So-
kind of thing.
So for me, when I first joined the 13th, the joke, but it actually wasn't a joke, was to see if you guys actually took air defense at the ground level kind of seriously, because I love my job. Like, officers not involved in whatever, I love being an air defense operator. Air defense is crazy cool to me. Weapons capabilities, everything. So seeing that you guys actually thought of that aspect of the fight showed me that you guys are actually like mentally aware of how a battle actually operates, and that it's not only fought with M16s and CGs, but you actually have other weapon systems like EW, air defense, and the ground integration was really good. The mechanized, once we got to it, was a little bit iffy for me because mechanized is always a make or break for a unit that I've noticed. Either Mechie gets nothing and they leave, or Mechie gets too much and the infantry leaves. There's never usually a middle ground unless it's done really properly, which is really, really hard to do. So props to the 13. You know, occasionally I give Yoshi his monthly compliment.
I gotta put in my notes. Stand by.
But when Mechie was integrated, it was integrated really well. So I didn't see a reason to leave at that time. And honestly, like I said, the bonds that I made with people, like, just gonna shout out a couple people. Tasty was a really cool guy that I've had the pleasure of working with. Snipes when he's here. I got Yalbrew, who's pretty much always here. I don't think that man would catch COVID and miss an op. I've got Huseman.
Here, back out to let Karen in.
When I was first here, Castle really helped me get integrated and start working with the unit and like actually being here. So sadly, Castle retired shortly after I got here, but he was able to get me in and get me situated. Meeting with Cannabis. Cannabis was a cool dude once I first got in, and he actually came back from the oil rig because it was funny. When I first got here, I tried to get Marksman. So I had to message Cannabis and wait 2 days for a response just for him to say, yeah, you can go and get it once it's available. So really being that the culture was really welcoming and allowing to get in was really cool. And it was really nice being able to sit down. And one of those critical moments was seeing that Cyber, Ace, and Yoshi and White all sitting in the VCs, but not ignoring the newer individuals. Like I came in and you guys just like talked to me like I've been here for a while. We joked and we talked about the unit's progression. So being that the unit was so welcoming and inviting, I gave it that chance. And then once I felt like I wanted to do more for the unit, I was really excited to be here. I moved into my leadership pipeline, got that done as fast as I could. Went to JRTC, came back, and then found out I was the S4 head. That was a big jump in. That was, I think with the timeline and everything, that would have been one of my almost breaking moments, is because I didn't get a left seat, right seat. It felt like I was thrown into the deep water, and I was like, all right, now I got to learn everything. And nobody could give me a straight answer on what I was supposed to do. So
We'll say that, yeah, I know that was tough for you. I think that's where you came with some of your some of your kind of down days, you know, because everyone's got down days. But I think a lot of that came from that, and it's honestly because even like that's how bad it kind of was from the previous head. Like we thought, even at a command level, that everything was running the way it's supposed to. It was just not the case. And so when you became in as head and we were like, it's cool, it'll be smooth transition, and you just kind of like, what the fuck is this? We kind of looked at it, was like, what the fuck is that?
I was like given a staff shop that was like barely beating at that rate. And I was like, how does this operate? Does it operate on magic and hopes?
It just does. What do you mean it just does? Oh, yeah, that's right. How does it? So yeah.
And then like further, once we got in, and then for those who aren't wary or whatever, I had my incident. Was very forgiving and really open to work with me on my aggressiveness, to which I have tried to work with and tone down. I like to think that I'm doing better now, but just after all that, there was only 2 breaking points ever for me: taking S4 and then my first NJP, because I was like, nobody gave me a how-to guide on squad leading. Like, granted, that's what the NCO pipeline was for, but at that time it was like, all right, so you're gonna go straight from school straight into doing it. And I was like, huh? Why? But it all worked out in the end, and now I enjoy interacting with the people. So I think if ever I were to go higher in the unit, I would never ever want to leave like a platoon level, because as cool as command staff is, as cool as and as much work as you guys do, and whatever, some people want it for the renowned status or whatever, it's just not for me. Honestly, I would stay at platoon level and that would be it, because the direct interaction that you get from the individuals that join the unit is just priceless. There's no value you can put to it, because sometimes you'll meet some really goofy people and you'll have some really funny moments, but those are what build the core memory, and that's what kept me in the unit, is just the individuals and meeting them. And with the multiple units thing, it's, yes, I join a lot of units and I do a lot of stuff, but like nobody does it in a manner. I believe I said this once, when we were in my previous clone unit, where it was like the new guys came in and it wasn't the 13th standard that I'm used to for like several months, because this was a new unit for me. And nobody knows how to use a radio. Nobody knows how to talk. Nobody knows how to communicate. Nobody knows how to listen. And I'm like, if I were to play with a bunch of randoms that don't know how to do anything, I would have gone to a public Arma server. So just the quality of troops, quality of training, and the people overall, I feel like we filter a lot out within the first week. So yeah, really, those are the biggest things for me, is in leadership and being able to be heard as a leader. Like, there's like a couple ideas that I've thrown forward, and it was either, I need you to elaborate further, or that actually sounds like a good idea. How do you plan on integrating this? It's not, oh yeah, now I'm going to take it and it's my idea. It's, you need to work through your own idea and then present it forward and show what its capabilities and reasons for being in the unit is. So there's a lot of factors into me staying here, other than just, haha, funny Arma game, brought friends. Because I'm pretty sure the only one that stayed on the ground with me was Embrace. Shogun went air. Rock went
Mechie.
to Mechie. Lemon went to air. Keeper went to Corman. So yeah, I had to remember and recollect properly. I was the last one that stayed in infantry.
It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy to think about it as well. Is like you also, because of you and the others joining, you guys ended up bringing like 4 basically junior leaders to the unit, including yourself, which goes without saying the kind of friend group that you already have, in the context of like the unit, which is kind of really, in my eyes, that's a cool thing, because there's a healthy dynamic in between there, outside looking in, because you all bring in such, great direct leadership skills that have not only made people detachment commanders, the trauma actual, the squad leader for Comanche, and a what is it, a crew leader? I don't know what
It's a
they call them.
section, or it's a vehicle
Jetcom.
commander.
Vehicle commander, yeah.
Oh.
And yeah, DECCOM, trauma actual, squad leader, section commander, or vehicle commander. Like, that speaks volumes to the friend group, and like there's literally a fucking junior leader in every aspect of the unit. So
Oh shit! I didn't even realize that.
mm-hmm.
Oh my
So
god.
all of us
I'm
who
picking bears.
everybody
I wish
that
we-
respectively stayed, respectively chose a different area and chose to excel in that manner. And like I said, just half it up at the end of the day. It's the people, It's the ability for leadership not to just be like, well, I'm the captain and I'm not wanting to do that. It's the ability to be a cohesive unit instead of a dictatorship. It's more ran of like, kind of like a monarchy, but at the same time, the monarchy knows that if the people are all upset, there's a reason that the people are all upset. It's not just, yeah, well, it's my kingdom. So like
Monarchy, huh?
I mean, that was the best government that I could think of, because the king still has to listen to the
no,
people. And
It's straight up. It most definitely is still a dictatorship here. It's just a advised dictatorship.
You're welcome.
yeah, a monarchy.
Yeah, it's like the monarch with his
It
parliament.
is. Yeah.
It's an
It
oligarchy.
is. Even
There you
even
go.
people in command. If we come up with ideas and Yoshi's like, yeah, no, fuck no, we're not doing that. That's it.
Amen. I feel like,
Advised
guess,
oligarchy.
but at the same time, but every idea that I've actually genuinely was like, yeah, I'm gonna fight for this, it's always been heard out, and at one point or another, it was pushed forward. I don't feel like there's ever been a moment where it's just like, yeah, fuck no. I think the only times where I get a yeah, fuck no is like where if it's really bad, or if it just doesn't seem like I have enough passion behind the project. I don't know. That's just my view of how the 13th leadership has been to me. And so, yeah, that's kind of my story on why I really stayed.
It'll always be. It's so interesting to hear the like dynamic reasons between the guests and their reasons for staying or committing to the unit, and like they're always so vastly different. But the one thing that like keeps people grounded, and it makes sense completely in an absolute, because at the end of the day, everything's voluntary. Like no one needs to fucking listen to what I say, because like this isn't a real military. This isn't a real like unit or anything like that. Like I have no actual power over others. The only like power that I dictate would be like just your existence in the Discord, you know. And like I feel like some people lose sight of that, and like they get really they you know, they get really into it, and they lose that aspect of like, at the end of the day, while you know we do have like punishments and we do enforce rules and stuff, like if you're just not a complete shit ass, you know, and you do what you got to do for what you signed up for, then you're fine. And then you have those who just don't, and then they follow through with, you know, what rules were broken. At the end of the day, it's people. It's really people who keep other people. You're good. I was losing my point, but like at the end of the day, even though with everyone's vast different stories and reasons, it's the people that have kept others here and grounded, and just the overall experience that we as command try to provide to everyone.
Yeah. At the end of the day, if I had to give any single piece of like just pep talk, and I do this every so once in a while, it's like you said, it's voluntary. And I like to remind people that think that like, oh, because they're PFC or whatever, that they don't matter. But like, if you didn't matter, there's literally a tracker that has your name on it, and there are people assigned to like helping you get integrated into the unit. So I always like to tell people, I was like, if you weren't here, who would your squad leader have to lead? Who would, if they weren't here, who would platoon have to guide on how they should be leading you better? And at the end of the day, you can keep going up and up and up. If you didn't have the lowest level, an armor unit would never exist.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're at the lowest level and you're always sitting there like, oh man, I probably don't matter, just remember, like, you are the core foundation of an armor unit. Is being the kind of like not a sheep, but somebody who's willing to listen to the rest of the pack and follow, instead of everybody trying to be, what is it, the saying? It's like too many leaders and not enough listeners or some shit.
Too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
The South will anyway.
Whatever you want to call it, however you want to cut it, like the lowest enlisted matters just as much to me as any platoon level asset. And I could never, with the group that I have now, I couldn't replace them because they're just, every single one of them are just so much fun to hang out with, and they all bring in different stuff. Ducky's a little weird though. He likes to play duck noises in the middle of the up. I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Oh,
That's it. I'm grabbing a Chinese sniper rifle. He's next.
Oh, jeez.
No, the Ion PMC sniper. No, please no.
You know what? We have a spin the wheel for like members becoming guests on the cast. We should just, as Azusa's, we need to spin the wheel for who do we target that on.
Oh,
So we already.
Oh,
I'm gonna go ahead and tell
was-
y'all. I don't know if y'all know this, but every amphibious op, I assign a number randomly between 1 and 20 to each of our AAVs and Pandors, and I roll d20s. And if your number comes up, guess what? You swim
Oh
it.
my
Slam.
god.
It seems like you always kill the one with Ace in it though, so I don't know if it's
Shut up,
actually
River. Shut your goddamn mouth.
Fuck, this is one of those moments where it beats smart again, isn't it? Fuck. Oh, I won that.
Promote it.
Yeah. Shut up, Beebs. Beebs in chat. He said, I love rainbows. Fucking 2 more. Oh,
Nah,
With that being said-
that was a huge thing.
yeah. I hear you, bubba.
No.
Oh, I do.
Spin the wheel?
Yeah, man. I've had a few people bring this up. Yeah, we could probably get around to spinning the wheel, but I think the final thing I wanted to talk about was I've had a few NCOs bring up when OCS would come around, and I guess to kind of answer it on this podcast, should anybody within the core leader listen, is the OCS packet. It is up. The syllabus is there. Obviously, it's not like not every single answer is going to be on there because a lot of your OCS time frame is based upon like critical thinking, hypothetical understanding, and unit operations and stuff like that, and just being timely. The way that OCS would open up is when the platoon is full, and that basically means when what is it? When Demon has a squad leader and maybe one other NCO. So we would basically need 2 more NCO. Excuse me, 2 more NCO slotted for 3rd squad for it to really kick off, because OCS opens up to anyone who is E4 and above, so a corporal or HM3 up, or even a DETCOM up should they transfer in that regard. But yeah, that's how OCS would work, and that in itself is a very long, patient process, because it's not like it's a very like obviously physically demanding because it's ARMA, but it's more of a hey, this is today's class, we're going to study this, talk about this, we're going to shoot around ideas and concepts, and we're going to just go over the packet, understand what we can about the unit, and it's going to come down to knowledge and testing, because there's a lot of tests involved, and then after all of the kind of like knowledge based shit is done, it's going to come down to like physical assessment portions of like how well are you as a team leader, how well can you do as a squad leader, how well can you do as the platoon leader, right? And you'll be graded on like all those interactions, and that grading assessment period could be 4 to 6 weeks depending on how many candidates go through, and we'll probably lose like half the class by the 2nd or 3rd test, because there's 3 initial tests in the beginning, first 4 weeks. But yeah, having very good general knowledge of the unit's inner workings, operational scheme, staff shops, rules and regs, leaders packet, like things of that nature is going to be super important. But yeah, it's again, I'm not going to hype it up to be a super crazy arduous thing. It's just literally having the patience and understanding that as a candidate, you have to meet a certain criteria, and it's a hard criteria. Because when you become, the PL, you're now a, commissioned officer in the unit, and I don't really go to the squad leaders anymore. It's not it's none of my business really. Obviously, as a CO, it's always my business, but like I shouldn't have to, right? And so when I come to the PL or PSG for like these kinds of fuck ups, it's like I expect it to be like resolved within a timely, efficient manner, and not 2 weeks later, or something wasn't submitted to me because one of their squad leaders fucked up, and it's like, well, shit
They
rolls
fucked up,
downhill,
you fucked
bucko.
up.
You fucked up. It's
Right.
like,
I guess my question is when you open this up, are you opening it up for both Erebus and Apollo, or are they applying specifically because of the standard that you set once Demon starts getting filled up? Is it strictly for the Apollo platoon leader?
it'll be for both. So by the end of it, there could be 2 candidates left, and between the 2, they get to choose which platoon that they would like to commission over. And this is something that'll be debated up until that point, but there was always kind of a weird gray area of how the PSGs would work. And so let's assume that in this scenario, 4 people made it through the entire thing. First and second place would get to be PL, and the other 2 would be basically slotted gunny as PSG, but they would be OCS qualified. So if at any point ever the other 2 PLs had to step away or go on an extended LOA for whatever reason or retire, those PSGs would immediately commission and slot as PLs and make a second lieutenant because they made it through the course. Right. Now that's a very what if scenario, because the last time that I held an OCS course, we started with 12 people and almost everyone had dropped. And what was
It was
left
by like
was
week 3.
yeah, it was
It was fucking quick.
yeah, the amount of studying, because like I literally just base my packet listings off of like what I had to do in my freshman year of school at Norwich, which is like, it's just super academic intensive. That's all. And if you don't have the time for it, like, because there's people who come into it and they're like, yeah, I'll just do the process and I'll get through blah blah and I'll be qualified. It's like, no. It's you got to actually study, because I'm not going to ask you brain dead questions and stuff, right? I'm going to ask you very like intuitive, thought-provoking things that you need to think about and consider. I hope that answered the question though. Oh, that was kind of like a 2-parter. I'm sorry. So yeah, like if 4 people passed, maybe the other 2 could be slotted as PSG, or if only 2 people passed, they could choose from the platoons who they want as their they could basically select them, or they could say, no PSG. It's very much going to be dependent on the outcome, how many and who they're selecting, or if they select someone to be their second, right? If we only get 1 PL out of it, it's just kind of how the cookie crumbles, right? So, yeah, I think that answers it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hello?
Wheel time!
Oh,
Wheel time.
you're all demoted.
Okay, very good. That's my 3rd time in
Spin
2 hours.
that crayon.
I
Wait,
can't wait to
don't
watch this in
spin.
wheel time.
That's
Um,
horrible.
Damn.
So far.
All right. River,
well,
who's your pick?
I think we should choose Booker. I think he should still keep his primary slot because he kind of got fucked by the army.
Okay.
Hell yeah, Booker.
So whoever the runner-up is who we'll pick. We'll pick the
I
runner-up.
think it's gonna be somebody like off the wall, like probably Angel or Arrow or somebody like that. Just I haven't seen them in a hot second. Just off the wall.
Call me daddy.
Yes, Lemon, you can.
No, Lemon, you cannot. You have to go through my COC. Your COC just can't violate my COC.
Damn, that's crazy. But he's right.
Speaking of Lemon, Lemon made me, seeing his name, think about it. Cyber.
Huh?
You need to go look at server settings.
Why?
People were G'ing out while wearing a flight suit flying in a straight line.
Fucking cat medical, dude.
Flight control.
God
No,
damn it! Now it's a job again.
Anytime, I swear to God, dude. Anytime Cat Medical or Ace gets updated, you have to redo the entire fucking settings.
I know. It's stupid.
But
and
aren't
I'm
they safe
sorry.
somewhere?
It'll be fixed before the weekend. I can't right now because I'm doing stuff around my house, so I have to clear out this bit.
I will put a ticket
Put in
in
the ticket.
for you so that you
Put
are
in the
tracking
ticket.
it. Okay.
I like ticket.
Anyway,
Ticket,
Blah,
ticket,
blah, blah,
ticket.
blah, blah, blah.
so River is saying Angel or Arrow. Keep it. Pick your backup.
Oh. Horizon.
All right. Cyber, pick your backup.
I throwing in an idea. Why don't we orchestrate our next podcast with the Task Force Arrowhead command team and have a command staff?
You mean
guest
Longbow?
outside of you? Yeah, I'm sorry, not Arrow. I'm thinking of Task
T-Farm.
Force Arrowhead.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
gonna do a podcast with the developers of TFAR.
Bro, if we
Yeah,
ever
welcome
did
to our
that, I'm
podcast.
cussing them all out. I'm all of them.
How
are
do
getting
you
the
feel
fucking
that so
smoke.
many people use your things and sometimes it gets used for the wrong reasons?
Why does
What?
it all blow dick all the time? Like, why can't you just make something that fucking works after being in beta for 10 fucking years? Sorry. Me
Yeah,
and T-Far got a love-hate, you know.
Yeah, get him,
but in the
Karen.
maker. Anyway, sorry. Task Force Longbow. I would love to have their command team on with us. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
Maybe
we'll go
we
over there and
can-
yell at them after this.
Maybe we can propose that to them after they participate in our op this weekend.
That's what I was kind of waiting
Oh.
for. I wanted to wait till November to ask that question because the 8th SEAL team and the 171st are all part of Task Force Longbow. So I was gonna wait until we did our things, which actually is this weekend and
And I
the
like
weekend
them.
after. So we will find out.
I've
I
tried
like
to,
them.
I think I bothered Yoshi because I was harassing him. I was like, so how are we going to properly integrate them? I was like watching all their YouTube videos and shit, and I was like, none of their operating procedures work like ours. How the fuck is this going to work?
Dude, you were like the fucking 8th or 9th person to message me, and I was like, God,
I felt so
damn it.
bad. I was
That's
like,
why that
I
message went
think-
out. They're like, please, shut the fuck up, guys. We will figure it out.
I think whenever I think of like joint ops, I've always seen it done with like one guy coordinates it all and they work on the fucking SOP for it and like everybody knows what's going on. And so I was like, I feel like I'm in the dark. I feel like I really need to ask some questions here. Like there's a lot of intel that I feel like I'm missing. So
Yeah,
these old habits of like
it's a lot of spice.
Keeper, who's picked?
I already said. I said Horizon.
Okay, yeah, that's right. You did. You sure did. Zocker. Veebs. Veebs. I was gonna say Veebs. Lemon.
Wait, what?
Lemon's the
Oh,
pick.
I thought you said that like you was asking Lemon. What I was like, Lemon's here? Wait,
Lemon against the Jews?
Yeah,
Fuck you,
Lemon. Fuck you.
Yoshi.
Get double teamed like 2 caps.
What? Who's
Huh?
picked Yoshi?
I'm gonna say banana. I want my banana, bro.
Okay, banana. All right, here we go. Spin the wheel.
You know
I
what?
don't know.
Next
I don't
week we'll
know.
just have both. Fuck it. We'll have them both on.
that's not a bad idea.
Also, Dubs, you're not streaming, so we don't see the spin the wheel live.
Oh,
I see
Veebs
it.
got
We'll see it
dude.
20 seconds after.
Veebs got gypped again.
Oh my god.
Veebs got
dude.
gypped again.
Let's see. I choose Dubs. Kai. Look at that little wiener.
Damn,
Okay.
he just got in here.
Tickle,
Hell yeah.
tickle. Come here, Kai.
That shit off the
I
I
wall.
always
Veebs
I
got
told you,
gypped
off the
again.
wall.
Yeah. We're gonna tickle Kai's toes now.
What?
Aw. Yeah. All right, so Booker and Kai are set for next Wednesday. Tickle, tickle. Straighter than me, huh?
Don't worry about it.
All
That's pretty
right,
easy for
Karen,
me.
she's demoted.
Karen's demoted.
Yep, it's not secretary.
You know, it's assistant to the secretary.
Assistant secretary.
I think I figured it out.
All right, final
Goodness
final
gracious.
thoughts.
Is there instructions?
River, did you enjoy your time?
Yeah, but now after hearing Yoshi talk, I feel like I need to study more. So I've opened up the packet and started reading again.
Very cool.
I'm gonna make whenever Karen decides to join the unit or Juanita, I'm gonna make secretary ranks.
Mama Mark.
Give them a GS rank.
Yeah, I'll call it like JS, junior secretary.
I'm unsubscribing. It's rigged. Time to gamble and drink heavily because I wasn't selected to talk on the 13th MU podcast.
Beans will get you there one day.
No, we gotta be fair. I was just gonna say to just bring him on, but
Yeah,
no.
tell them where you
If
got.
Boss
what I
had to
did.
wait
Accidentally
9 weeks,
fall
he
in.
got to wait 9 weeks.
Shit.
Because Boss is on every single one for the first like 9 weeks.
I
Yeah.
did that fast. I don't want to.
Oh my god, he's retired. It's so weird.
Final thoughts.
I don't know which way.
It was a fun night.
Yeah.
And I like that we finally got River, not because of a wheel, but because
We
our
said so.
other guest just fucking had army shit. So
Which means that technically my guess from last week was correct.
You know what? You are right.
Technically right is the best kind of right. And Veeb says he's
I
unsubscribing, demoted.
oh, very demoted then.
No, no,
Very demoted.
Very demoted.
All
You're
right.
my property. You're my property.
Like, subscribe, comment. You know the deal.
It's like me.
Yeah.
Once I shoot
Back my
you-
beans.
Don't forget to hit the little bell.
Hit the little bell to get notified when we go live and post videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch you.
What?
I'll hit your
Um,
little.
Make sure you get your marks in, and we'll see you this
Yeah.
weekend. Okay, bye.
Praise
If you
all
haven't
up.
showed up for your annual flu shot,
I already did that. I work at a hospital. They made me do that right away.
I gotta get it done.
Flu isn't a real thing.